Hello students, welcome back to a class of English, and today we'll discuss about one of the most interesting poems, that is The Fire and Ice, written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost, this poem, Fire and Ice, expresses the profound idea that the world would end in either of two ways, either by ice or fire. Both the components are compared with self destructing human emotions, hatred and desire. The poem very artistically tells about the philosophy that let our emotions rule us, and if we don't control them, they will surely destroy our world and will lose everything around us. Similarly, he thinks fire and ice both are just as competent in bringing the world to its doom, to its catastrophic end. So, now let's see what the poet expresses in this poem through his stanzas. The poet says, some say the world will end in fire, and some say in ice. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of fate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. So here desire means a strong feeling of wanting to have something, and favor means support. So the poem expresses the profound idea that the world would end in either of two ways, either by fire or by ice. One group is of the opinion that someday the earth's core will get so heated up that it would lead to fire and destroying the earth's surface. On the other hand, the second group says that if the temperature goes down to an extent that makes life on earth impossible, it would have the same havoc effect. The poet then compares fire and ice with the destructive features of human emotions, desire and hatred. He says that, so here the poet says that from what he is aware about fiery desires, but he would favor the ones who says that it would end by fire. By saying so, he brings about the idea that human beings let their emotions rule them, and the consequences of uncontrolled longing is extremely chaotic. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of fate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. So here in this stanza, the poet says that perish means die and suffice means be sufficient. Then, by not waiving off the first option of fire, the poet considers if the world has to expire twice, ice would be equally competent in ending it. He brings about a contrast between ice and hatred. The human capability of insensitivity and hatred has the potential for inner destruction, and though slow and steady, it has the same effect the desire has on us. So, if given an option between fire and ice would be just as good as fire to destroy the world, So, here, if we say the poet has used fire and ice as a symbol to show the human emotions just as lust, hatredness, callousness, temptation, hate, communal harmony, and the other emotions that rule them. And due to these emotions, the world would end either one day or the other just because of these emotions. So, these emotions are self destructing, like hatred and desire. So, here the poet uses these as a symbol. So, now let's talk about the rhyming scheme of the poem. Here, if we talk about the rhyming scheme is fire, ice, desire. Rhyming scheme is A B A, A B C, and B C B. A B A, fire, desire. A B A, fire again. A twice, ice twice. B, hate. C, ice again. B, and great and selfish. So now let's talk about the literary devices. The first literary device, that is assonance, as there is the repetition of the vowel sound in the same line. The repetition is at different places in different words. Example, the long sound O, as I hold with those who favor fire. O, hold, those, O, favor, O. So the next usage is of alliteration. As we know that alliteration is a repetition of the consonant sound at the beginning of two or more closely placed words, or two consecutive words. So here the sound of F in favor fire. In favor fire, F sound has been repeated and W sound has been repeated in world, will. World, will. So this is the example of alliteration. As we know that imagery is a very common literary device that has been used in almost all the poems. So imagery is used to make readers perceive, feel things involving their senses. Example, some say the world will end in fire. To say that for destruction, ice is also great. So here the readers start using their senses, their imagery, the imagination, and they just start creating an image in their mind. So the next is the usage of anaphora. Anaphora is the repetition of a word or expression at the start of two or more consecutive lines. The repetition of the word or expression. Some say, some say. So this expression has been repeated, so it would be the example of anaphora. Some say, some say. So the repetition of the word or expression at the beginning of two or more consecutive lines would be known as anaphora. So the next is personification. So personification is to give human qualities to inanimate objects. Personification is to give human traits or human qualities to inanimate objects. So in the poem Fire and Ice, fire and ice are capable of destruction. So thus the poet personifies ice and fire by giving them mind and power to destroy anything. So this is the example of personification. So next is enjambment. As we know that it is defined as a thought or clause that doesn't come to an end, or in other words we can say that the usage of no commas when coming from one line to the other line. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So here the first idea just continue in the next line. So this would be the example of enjambment. So Robert Frost's this poem, The Fire and Ice, is a very strong symbolic poem which where fire is used as an emotion of desire and ice that of hatred. Fire has been used for different desires and ice for callousness for hatred. So here the poet has used the idea of two groups who have their own possible explanation or reasons for the end of the world. So one is of the opinion that the fire alone can destroy each and every possibility of life on earth. Where the other thinks that the ice, as a result of extreme low temperatures, could cover the earth's surface. It would lead to the end of the world. Both the components are compared with self destructing human emotions, desires, and hatred. So the poet is originally of the opinion that he has been very closely associated with the fury, desires, and considers it capable of bringing human beings on the verge of destruction. Thus, he considers fire as more competent for destruction, but then he thinks icy hatred is as capable as of fire. Therefore, if earth was to end twice, ice would be just as good as fire. If fire would lead to rapid destruction, ice would lead to silent damage. Similarly, if fire is pure passion, ice is pure reason. Thus, a poem very artistically tells us about the emotions and about the destruction that can be caused by the human emotions. So, I suggest my students to read this poem carefully, to go through the literary devices, the poetic devices, and to do the paraphrasing in your own words so that you would have more clear idea about this poem. So, I'm going to share with you assignments related to this poem. Hopefully, you would all complete the work. Thank you.